Hi class, in this video I'm going to be going over your final assignment for topic 8, integrating reading, writing, and math into a science lesson. So for this assignment, you're going to be locating a science lesson that's already been completed by somebody. And you're going to think about how we can revise the plan to include the integration of reading, writing, and math skills. In addition, you're going to make suggestions for technology, integration, and differentiation. So you can pull your lesson plan from any website, any curriculum, anywhere that you can find a science lesson plan. And you're going to take that and deconstruct that plan and put it into the 5E lesson plan template. You're going to include all of the parts that they gave you in the plan, and then you're going to make it a little bit better by adding these integrations of reading, writing, math, and technology and differentiation. So the 5E plan is not located in the study materials for this week. You can find the 5E plan in the topic 3 study materials. When we look at that 5E plan, you'll want to add in some of these things that are missing. You do not have to worry about if it doesn't have all of the parts on the plan. For example, if they don't give you key vocabulary in the plan, um, you can, you know, make your own vocabulary that's listed here and change the color. So I know, like, hey, this is my modification. So you might do anything that was in the lesson plan is black, and anything I'm adding is going to be in purple. And that will really do a good job of showing me how you are modifying this plan and for me to be able to differentiate between the link that you provide and how you took this plan and changed it. Now, you can use the classroom factors that we used in our last plan, whether it was this one in topic 3 or in the benchmark plan. You can just copy paste that right into here. And the reason I say to bring that over into here is because when you start thinking about differentiation, you're going to want to kind of know, well, how am I going to differentiate? Who are the kids in my class? And by adding the classroom and student factors, that'll help you consider the subgroups that you have in your class. And so it's likely that your plan won't have all of these components, and that is okay. For example, if it's missing summative assessment, you might just type in this box, no summative assessment included, and that's okay. Um, but you're going to want to make sure that you kind of align it to the 5E plan. If it's not already a 5E plan, then you're going to want to kind of deconstruct it and turn it into a 5E plan, which might be a little more challenging. So you might try to look for one that's already a 5E plan. In addition, if you pull a lesson plan from a site that requires you to create a login and it requires you to sign up, it's likely I'm not going to be able to look at that link because I get a lot of students who send me something from like education.com, but education.com only lets you do, I think, 3 free downloads. Well, I've already done my 3 free downloads from previous classes, and so I can't look at anything else from education.com. So it's going to be important that you include that um, download for me if you had to create a sign up for getting the plan. Um, there isn't really a space on here for the link, so just include it up here at the top section and put in the link to the original plan. As you're going through, you're going to be making sure that you're covering all of those things. In the engage phase, is there an opportunity for you to include any reading, writing, math, or technology? I think the engage phase would be a great place to embed technology. Um, what's great about the next generation science centers is they already tell me how I can embed some of these things. So let's go ahead and look at second grade. We're just going to search any second grade standard. We'll see what we come up with. All right, we've got matter and its interactions. So students are going to make observations to construct an evidence-based account of how an object is made of a small set of pieces. So here's my standard. Right down here below, they tell me some connections to the Common Core standards. This one doesn't show um, an example of math, but some do. So this one says students can participate in shared research and writing projects, and they can recall information from experiences or gather information to answer a question. So it's showing those connections to the Common Core. So when you choose your plan, you might look at the standard first and decide if that's a plan you want to use based on the standard that it identifies. So this one here is plan and conduct an investigation to describe and classify different types of materials. And so for this plan, you can see they have two writing standards that are included and a math standard, which is drawing a picture graph or a bar graph. And so I might go and take my lesson and I might add in students graphing their results from that investigation that they did. I might include them when investigating, doing some reading on different types of materials. And so you'll be thinking about how we can incorporate these other areas to make a multi disciplinary plan. A cross disciplinary plan is what they call it here. So let's go ahead and take a minute to look at the rubric. All right, so we have the 5E lesson plan template. And so you're making sure that all the components are addressed and the descriptions for each component are substantive. And so, like I said, if you're taking a plan that's really basic and it doesn't have a lot of descriptions or it's not written in the 5E plan, you're going to find you have more information to try to fill in that that plan didn't provide. So it would suit you to grab one that's already written as a 5E plan. Next, you're going to have your rationale on those elements. So you're clearly explaining the choices that you made in the rationale after the plan. And you're talking about giving me distinctive and supporting details and examples that support you putting those things into your lesson plan components. And then we have mechanics as always. Um, and then your paper format. Are you getting all of the format elements correct? So, for example, are you making sure that you are not teaching or introducing instruction while student before students are exploring? In the 5E plan, students should explore first, then your teaching happens in the explain phase. So are you rolling those out properly? Are you thinking through those things properly? So that rationale just says include a rationale explaining your choices. So you might say, I chose to use a bar graph and have students chart their data for my math connection because in the NGSS standard, it connects directly with conducting an investigation. Then students can have their results put into a bar graph. It connects very well. It has them apply the what they learned from their investigation and organize it in a detailed way, which is really um, important for students to be able to do so they can present their learning and their results to the class. And so make sure that in your rationale, you're explaining each choice. So talk to me about your reading choices, talk to me about your writing choices, talk to me about your math, as well as that technology integration and differentiation. If you have any questions as you're working on this assignment, don't hesitate to reach out.